Hello everybody, hope you're safe and sound. In this video we will be discussing about the Omicron variant of the coronavirus. I'm Getsil Sabatini Wallace J and you're watching eduingot. Well, let's kickstart with what we know. Omicron is not a new disease. No, definitely not. Omicron is a variant of the coronavirus. What's concerning about Omicron is the fact that it is immune evasive. It can easily escape from our immune system and also spreads faster than any other COVID variant. On December 24th, 2021, the World Health Organization received the first report of the potentially more contagious Omicron variant from South Africa. Dear friends, within 2 days, on November 26th, it was labeled as a variant of concern by the WHO. Variant of concern simply refers to the fact how fast a virus can spread among the human populations. You see, in the history of COVID-19, it is the first time that within 2 days, WHO has announced a new variant, as a variant of concern. So it is really important for us to be cautious. But do not panic, okay? Well, coming to India, India's first cases of Omicron were confirmed on 2nd December in the state of Karnataka. In case of Tamil Nadu, the first case of Omicron was confirmed on 15th December 2021. The patient was a 47-year-old man who traveled to Chennai from Nigeria via Doha on December 10, 2021. Well, the picture on the right side of the slide shows the Omicron variant and other major or previous SARS coronavirus variants of concern. They are being depicted in a tree scaled radially by genetic distance. Most of the pictures you will be seeing in this video are taken from the public domain, the Wikipedia. Never mind, let's get into the important point. How does Omicron disseminate more rapidly than the other coronavirus variants? You see, on the exterior of the SARS coronavirus, there are knob-like structures termed as spike protein. These spike proteins bind to the human ACE2 receptors and trigger infection. You see, ACE2 receptors are the major cell entries for the SARS coronavirus variants. Well, what is ACE? ACE refers to the angiotensin converting enzyme. This enzyme can be found on the membranes, it can be found attached on the membranes of many types of cells and tissues, including the lungs, heart, blood vessels, etc. Well, the picture on the left side is the model of the external structure of the SARS coronavirus virion. The blue region depicts the envelope, the turquoise region depicts the spike glycoprotein S, the red region depicts the envelope proteins, the green region they denote the membrane proteins, whereas the orange region depicts the glycan. The picture on the right side is the cryo-electron microscopy structure of the SARS coronavirus spike protein trimer. The new lineage of SARS coronavirus 2, designated as B11529, the Omicron, contains more than 50 mutations, including at least 30 plus in its spike protein. which is what the virus uses to infect human cells. As we read previously, that is the place where the ACE2 receptor gets more affinity to get attached. Never mind. The Delta variant has 2 mutations in that region. The Beta variant has 3. But the Omicron has 10 to 15 mutations. You see the picture on the right side of the slide. It is the illustration of the locations of Omicron mutations in the spike protein. In the side view and also in the top view, you can see yellow spots which denote the amino acid substitutions. The red spots, they denote the deletions of the amino acids, and the green spot denotes the insertion of amino acid into the sequence. Never mind. The mutations affect the spike protein, which is the main antigenic target of the antibodies produced by natural infections, or many widely used vaccines. Many of these mutations have not been seen in the other variants, such as alpha, beta, gamma, or delta. These mutations increase the affinity of the S protein for the ACE2 receptor, as well as the effectiveness of viral entrance into the cell, resulting in increased infectivity. This again explains the apparent evasion of preceding immunization that has been reported in the Omicron. You see the picture on the right side? The blue and orange region are the monoclonal antibodies produced by our immune system, whereas the pink region is the spike protein. Basically, what they are coming to say is the spike protein is highly mutated. This is the region which helps the virus to get attached to the host cells and multiply. So the affinity of its, the affinity between the spike protein and the ACE2 receptor has increased due to the mutation. Point number 1. That's the reason it is highly, it is multiplying in a rapid rate. Second main point is the fact that the spike protein is highly mutated for our antibodies to identify it and attack it. That is the main reason for the immune evasive feature of the SARS-CoV-2 variant Omicron. Well, the Omicron variant is 7 times more efficient than earlier coronavirus strains at replicating in the upper respiratory system. Surprisingly, friends, it tends to stay in the upper respiratory system rather than getting into the lower respiratory system and multiplying. That's why it is so contagious. At the same time, the symptoms are mild compared to the other strains, especially compared to the Delta variant. Still, we should not underestimate the coronavirus and be cautious. Okay, just because the symptoms are mild, it doesn't mean we should be carefree. We should be cautious. Well, let's get into the important part. How is Omicron detected? What is S gene dropout? You see, the S gene dropout, or as we say, the S gene target failure, or SGTF, is one of the proxy indicators to ascertain whether or not it is the Omicron variant. The picture on the right side of this slide shows the basic structure of the coronavirus. The spike protein, the spike glycoprotein S, the E protein, the membrane protein M, and the internal RNA genome. Well, you see, the RT-PCR labs, they are requested or asked to use the S gene dropout detection kit for early detection of Omicron even before the genome sequencing. RT-PCR refers to rapid antigen test PCR labs. Well, this S gene dropout is mainly due to the multiple mutations that the variant has undergone. Never mind. Um, yeah, when we do tests, the majority of them focus on a huge number of genes. In India, the E, N, and RDRP genes were commonly tested because the S gene was not necessary back then. But when we detect individuals tested positive for COVID-19, even if for one of these genes, even if one of these genes such as E, N, or RDRP test positive, we can confirm the patient is COVID positive. At the same time, if the test shows positive for the above genes but negative for S gene, we can call this an S gene dropout or S gene target failure, and we can confirm that the patient is COVID positive and the variant is the Omicron. Well, friends, let's see about the symptoms. What are the common symptoms of the Omicron variant of the SARS coronavirus? You see, loss of smell and taste, which were common symptoms in the Delta variant, are rarely found in the individuals with Omicron. But the common symptoms, which the people with Omicron show are: number 1, fatigue; number 2, joint pain, cold, and headaches. People are also said to have night sweats in case of the Omicron variant. You see, just like any other variants of the coronavirus, in closed rooms, in not so ventilated places, in crowded places, the transmission of the virus is very high. So it is our duty to keep ourselves safe. We should not take risk. And stopping the spread starts with you. As friends, just because the Omicron virus, the Omicron variant of the virus shows milder symptoms, it doesn't mean we should take it for granted. We should be cautious. We can't take chances with the coronavirus. The world cannot take chances with the coronavirus. The virus is multiplying and mutating in a rapid rate. It is really surprising. So we should never low our guard. We should always be cautious. At the same time, it doesn't mean we should panic. No, please do not panic until you're following the appropriate safety measures for the coronavirus. We can keep this in control, and soon in future days we can eradicate the coronavirus, how we did with the polio. I really hope for that. Never mind. How can we forget the golden mantra: prevention is better than cure? Yes, friends, wear a mask, clean your hands, maintain safe distance, and get vaccinated. At the same time, getting vaccinated doesn't mean you can stop wearing masks. Getting vaccinated doesn't mean you can quit social distance. Getting vaccinated doesn't mean you cannot follow, self hygiene, safe hand hygiene practices. No, never. These all are a combined effort towards eradicating, towards fighting the COVID-19. We should follow all of these. We should wear a mask. At the same time, we should follow self-hygiene. At the same time, we should maintain social distance. And get vaccinated and spread the knowledge. Thank you so much for watching this video. This is an awareness video by eduingot from Eduingot. Sending you lots of love and good thoughts, to every one of you. Stay safe and healthy. Be well, and goodbye and take care. This is Ketsil here, signing off.